in my bed.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing this really gorgeous flirty berry mauve look. I'm using the Colourpop Blush Crush palette that I obviously got on their website. This is like a really gorgeous flirty look. I feel like I really like it. So before we get started, I hope everyone is staying safe and staying inside. I understand it's a very scary time, so hopefully by watching videos, whether it be mine or someone else's, it helps you take your mind off of what's going on for just a little bit. But if you want to learn how to get this look, then please keep on watching. So let's start by priming our eyelids. Today I'll be using my Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Primer. Just gonna blend it out. Go ahead and set the primer. I'm going to be using my Fenty Beauty and Charlotte Tilbury powder mixed together. And I'll be taking my Morphe E20. Just going to pat it all over the areas I applied the primer. So today I'm going to be using Colourpop's Blush Crush palette. Yeah, it's called Blush Crush. It's such a gorgeous, it kind of matches my nails, like pretty, nudie, flirty palette. It's like my tones. You guys know I love my berries, my mauves. Such a gorgeous palette. And I love the packaging to this. How gorgeous. Okay, so let's get started. I'm first going to go ahead and take my JH30. I'm going to take the color, the one right here, this light peachy orange. It's like not really, it's like a peachy, yeah, like a light peachy pink. And I'm going to go ahead and apply that to my the crease to make it seem like I have a little bit of definition here. That's a really pretty shade. Go ahead and take my Makeup Shack T50, and I'm going to take the shade called Made You Blush right in the center. It's a really pretty pinky color with a little bit of shimmer to it. And I'm going to apply that to the outer corner. It's a really gorgeous pink. I think this palette is really good for spring. It's really pretty. It's a little bit brighter once it gets on the eyes. But oh my god, it's such a pretty shade. I'm just going to keep building it up until I like the brightness and I guess the depth of this pinky shade. And then with whatever you have left, take that into the inner corners. I'm going to take this Morphe R40 and I'm going to take the Cheek to Cheek, which is this really gorgeous medium mauve shade. I'm going to apply that on top of Made You Blush. Take this time to really just like deepen this and carve out the crease or the outer corners. The outer corner crease. Oh, this is so pretty. This is such a pretty palette. I love Colourpop palettes are my favorite. I'm gonna take my M433 from Morphe. I'm gonna take How Rouge right here, or Rogue, How Rogue or Rouge. Which is this very like cool toned grayish purple shade with shimmer as well. And I'm going to focus that in the outer corners right here and really just like work it into my lash line to smoke it out. And then with that, I like really focused it in the outer corners. I don't know if you can see. I'm going to take that into the crease. And I'm still like taking it out a little bit. It's really gorgeous. This palette, I like really liking this palette right now. I also got the Nude Mood one, which is so gorgeous also. Like, I'm a really big fan of these two collections, I guess. Again, I'm like blending it, really blending it into the lash line. Okay, so I know it's like really crazy right now, but it's fine. It's fine. Now I'm going to take my JH30, taking a little bit of the one, which is our first transitional shade. I'm going to further soften everything, especially the outer corners. This pencil brush, this is the JH39. I'm going to take the shade Blush Wine, which is the deepest berry blush shade in here, or berry wine shade, and it does have a little bit of gold sparkle. I'm going to focus this again in the outer corners, lower lash line. I kind of want to make it look like an eyeliner, so when we clean it up, it kind of like wings out. So I know I look like I have a black eye right now, especially because we're using like these deep blush mauve shades. I'm going to go back in with my M433, more of the How Rogue or Rouge shade, and I'll blend that into the outer corners once more. I'm going to take it into the inner corners. I'm going to go in with my The One shade and blend. Taking a little bit of cheek to cheek with my Morphe R40, and I'm just kind of reapplying that mauve shade and then like kind of further blending everything. I'm going to go ahead and take Blossom Up, this shimmery shade right here, and I'm going to apply that to my inner corners. This is such a gorgeous shade with like these matte purples, blush shades. And I'm just applying it like where the blush wine shade I applied. I'm not like applying it all over because I still want that smokiness. Go ahead and take my Colourpop shader brush, take a little bit of the Blossom Up and my MAC Fix Plus to spritz my Colourpop shader brush, and we're going to slightly blend the harsh lines. And then I'm going to go back in with my Morphe M433 and my How Rogue shade and kind of just deepen it up the outer corners. Go back with my GH39, taking that blush wine shade. I'm going to reapply. Now we're going to move on to our complexion. Today I'm going to be applying some glow, obviously. This is the MAC Strobe Cream in Pinklite. I thought I'd apply a more pinky highlight just because my eyes are more pinky and mauve today. So this is just like a moisturizer from MAC, but I'm going to apply it as if it were a highlighter. I kind of took a little bit too much, but... Alright, and the foundation I'm using today will be my YSL All Hours foundation. I am going to take my Sigma F60 foundation brush just to spread out the product. And using my beauty blender, I'm going to grab a little bit on the back of the blender and pat in. It has actually been doing really well, so I'm not going to apply that much foundation. I would just like layer up on concealer. So I'm going to take my NARS Radiant Creamy and Ginger, and then we're going to just really conceal anything. I'm going to go ahead and fix up my eyeshadow, like winging my eyeshadow out. I feel like it makes my eyes pop out more, like the shape. I'm going to let this set for just a little bit and I'll be right back. And do some cream contour. This is my Huda Beauty Tantour Contour before I go ahead and highlight my face. I'm going to be using my JH08 as usual. I'm going to smile just a little bit so I can hug my cheeks. Makeup Shack. This is like my favorite brush, the T42, and blend everything out. Make sure you blend up so that nothing sags. So for concealer today, I'm going to be taking my e.l.f. Camo concealers. I'm going to be using medium peach and medium sand, which is the deepest shade. I'm going to apply it. It's more yellow, so I'm going to apply it right at the center right here to help with the darkness of my under eyes. Really helped with the darkness. I'm now going to take medium peach highlight, apply 3. And this is the lighter shade. This is light peach. Okay, so before I go ahead and set and bake, I'm going to take my E28. I'm going to blend out the inner corners as usual. Take a little bit of my Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Powder. This is in the shade R220. I'm going to make sure that I don't have any creases because you don't want to set the creases. Only going to use this for the under eyes. Alright, so I only use this to set the under eyes because I feel like it's too light and too pink and it makes the rest of my face looks weird. So I'm going to take my loose powder and apply it over top. Patting motions. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of my face. I'm going to be using my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. And I'm going to, this is what it looks like if you have never seen it, which I'm sure you have, I use it all the time. My Luxie Large Powder Brush. I'm only going to set my, like everything but my under eyes for now. I'm going to let that sit for a little longer. To take my Real Techniques contour brush, I'm going to take a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury powder and dust or pat off the under eyes with the big on my nose for just a little bit longer while I go in and bronze up my face. I'm going to be using my Fenty Beauty Sun Stalkr Instant Warmth Bronzer in Private Island and my Morphe M551. Alright, now I'm going to take my Balm Cosmetics Highlight and Contour Palette. I'm just going to take the 2 contour shades, and I'll be taking my Morphe E4, that angled brush, mixing both of the shades together, and I'm going to pat backwards, or pat up. This will be more chisel look. For blush today, I'm going to be using a cream blush. I take my Glossier Cloud Paint in Beam, a really gorgeous peachy apricot color. I really like using this Morphe brush. This is the E34 to apply my cream blushes, so I just like to work the color into my bristles, and I'll get more if I need to, but just smile. And you want to make sure that it's like evenly meshed into the bristles, or else it will pick up your powder. Just like literally working it in because you want it to not be clumped up in one area. So I'm going back and forth and I'm like brushing it in. And that looks a little much, not gonna lie. I look like a clown. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take my Beauty Blender and lightly just pat it over. I went ahead and applied some of the Dose of Color Set the Tone Cream Matte Color in Weekender, and I smoked it on my lower lash line. And I also tight lined using my Charlotte Tilbury Color Chameleon in Bronze Garnet. And so the lashes I'm wearing today are my Koko lashes, Goddess. The mascara is also Dior Show mascara. So we're going to go ahead and smoke some color onto the lower lash line. I'm going to be taking my Makeup Shack T66. I'm going to take the color How Rogue right here and blend. Shader brush. To take the Cheek to Cheek Mauve shade as my transitional. Going in with the Morphe M433, a new one, and I'm going to slightly blend. Then I'm going to take my Tarte pencil brush. Take the Colourpop bottle, the shimmery, light shimmery pink. I'm going to use this to highlight my inner corners. Alright, so for highlight, they also came out with a highlight for this little collection. This is Your Catch, the Super Shock highlighter. This is like a huge highlighter. Mine came broken and I just meshed it back together, so don't mind that. I know it applies better with like a beauty blender. Just broke my A23, but I'm going to take my A23 and I'm going to swirl it around. A beauty blender because this is a lot more. I'm going to set my brows using my Benefit Ready Set Brow. I'm going to set my face. This is Fix Plus from MAC. Alright guys, so I went ahead and applied some mascara on my lower lashes. This is my L'Oreal Telescopic Shocking Extensions Mascara. And now we're going to go on to our lips. I'm going to be applying my KKW Beauty Lip Liner in a 90s Glam. Now I'm going to apply my Dose of Colors and I Love Study Liquid Lip in Nude Chica. Everything to be on the same tone. Alright you guys, this is the end of my look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one.